Hello. I hope everyone is having a beautiful day. I'm Dr. Stefan, and today we will be talking about curcumin plus black pepper for joint discomfort, what it is, how it works, how to use it at home with food-first methods, what the science actually shows for knee osteoarthritis and similar joint aches where supplements may fit, and how to stay safe if you take medications or have certain conditions. Before we make anything in the kitchen, a quick reminder from my heart to yours. This channel is educational. I'm here to guide you and to translate science into daily habits, but I'm not your personal clinician. If you take anticoagulants, antiplatelets, blood pressure medicines, diabetes medications, if you have gallbladder disease or significant reflux, talk with your clinician before you change anything. Now, what are we really talking about? Curcumin is one of the main active compounds from turmeric, the golden spice from Curcuma longa. If you've ever cooked with turmeric and your cutting board stayed yellow for 3 days, yes, that pigment power is part of what we're exploring. In lab studies, curcumin shows antioxidant and anti-inflammatory actions. In human trials, especially in knee osteoarthritis, curcumin extracts and turmeric preparations have shown modest but meaningful improvements in pain and function compared with placebo, with a safety profile that is often gentler than many pain pills. It is not magic, it is not a cure. But for many people, used consistently. Let's talk about the biggest practical issue with curcumin: bioavailability. Curcumin by itself is poorly absorbed and rapidly metabolized. You can sprinkle turmeric on your food all week and still not get much curcumin into your bloodstream unless you'll help it cross the gut barrier and hang around long enough to matter. To kitchen allies make a real difference. First, piperine compound in black pepper. In a classic human study, adding piperine to curcumin caused a dramatic jump in curcumin's bioavailability. The exact percentage depends on the study and the dose, but the principle is consistent. A pinch of ground black pepper with your turmeric reduces the speed at which your body breaks curcumin down and improves absorption. Second, fat. Curcumin is lipophilic, it likes fat. Pairing turmeric or curcumin with a source of fat, for example, dairy milk or plant milk that isn't fat-free, a little olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, or coconut milk can improve absorption. In the kitchen, this is easy. A teaspoon of turmeric simmered with milk or plant milk and a pinch of black pepper, plus a touch of healthy fat, becomes a cozy, everyday ritual. You'll also hear about modern supplement technologies that try to solve bioavailability. Phytosomal curcumin bound to phospholipids, essential oil enriched curcumin, nanoparticles, micelles. We'll compare those later. But even if you never touch a supplement, you can still use the food-first trick pepper and fat every single day. A small caution about pepper: we're talking about a pinch. More is not always better. And if you have gastritis or very sensitive reflux, go slowly, use gentle heat, and consider the version that agrees best with you. Let's set expectations like grown-ups who care about outcomes, not hype. When researchers pool trials in knee osteoarthritis, which is where most of the human data live, curcumin and turmeric extracts tend to produce modest reductions in pain and improvements in function compared with placebo. In some analyses, the effect size looks similar to NSAIDs, especially in the short to medium term. But the studies are heterogeneous, formulations vary, and not every trial is high quality. Translation: you should expect incremental relief, not instant fireworks. Where curcumin can shine is tolerability. Many people experience fewer gut side effects than with daily NSAIDs. If you are the person whose knee calms down enough to climb stairs more comfortably, whose morning stiffness eases by 10 to 20%, and who can reduce rather than increase pain pills, that is a win. If you use curcumin to support a broader plan, gentle strength work, weight management, if that's part of your health story, better sleep and stress care, that is how small levers add up. Let me be crystal clear. I am not telling you to throw away medication. I am telling you to aim for better function and fewer flare days by layering food-first tools and, if needed, well-chosen supplements alongside clinician-guided care. What does a realistic timeline look like? In many trials, benefits appear over weeks. I like to give any food-first approach 4 to 8 weeks with consistent use before judging. Track a few simple signals: morning stiffness minutes, first 10 steps pain score, number of stairs before discomfort, or time to comfortable sit to stand. Those are real-life metrics your future self will care about. Let's translate the research into something you can feel in your calendar. Big picture: when you place modern systematic reviews, meta-analyses, and umbrella reviews on the table, especially those from 2024 and 2025. Focusing on knee osteoarthritis, the direction of effect generally favors curcumin, turmeric for pain and function, compared with placebo. Some network meta-analyses even line curcumin up alongside common comparators and show benefits with a favorable safety profile. Strengths: repeated signals across multiple analyses, tolerability, food-first compatibility, and a biologically plausible mechanism around inflammatory pathways and nociception modulation. Limits heterogeneity in formulations and doses, variable study quality, and relatively short durations in many trials compared with the chronic nature of osteoarthritis. That means we can't promise the moon, but we can say, if you are consistent, curate your form and dose, and pair it with the basics, you have a fair chance of a useful, noticeable improvement. So for our purposes, building a real-life plan, you'll use the evidence as a compass, not as dogma. In a moment, we'll translate this into your cup and your plate. Let's cook. I'll give you 3 practical options you can repeat daily. Option A: golden milk baseline ritual. Into a small pot, add 1 teaspoon turmeric powder. That's about 2 to 3 grams of spice, and curcumin content varies by brand, so keep it simple and consistent. A pinch of ground black pepper. Literally a pinch, think 1/16 of a teaspoon. Milk or plant milk with some fat-toed soy. Almond with a little added oil or dairy milk that isn't skim. Warm it gently for 5 to 10 minutes, just under a simmer. If you want flavor notes, a thin slice of ginger or a small strip of cinnamon bark can be soothing. If you need a touch of sweetness, keep it light. Option B: savory paste for meals. In a tiny pan, place 1 tablespoon turmeric powder, 1/2 teaspoon ground black pepper, and 2 tablespoons olive oil or a mix of olive and coconut oil. Warm low and slow until a loose paste forms. Store it in a small jar in the fridge for a few days. Then use 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of that paste in soups, stews, scrambled eggs, sautéed veg, or over lentils. This is like a flavor and bioavailability booster you can drop into your existing recipes. Option C: sheet pan dinner hack. Olive oil, a sprinkle of salt, 1/2 to 1 teaspoon turmeric per person, a pinch of pepper, and roast your veggies or chickpeas. Add a squeeze of lemon after. Serve with avocado or tahini for extra fat. Comforting, colorful, and fast. Pro tips: turmeric likes low, gentle heat and a fat companion. If you stain your spatula, welcome to the club. Soak with a bit of baking soda. If you have reflux, the golden milk version, warm and gentle, is usually kinder than dry spice on an empty stomach. If you're caffeine sensitive at night, golden milk is a pleasant evening ritual. If you prefer morning, enjoy it with breakfast. Daily consistency beats heroic doses. Choose the one you will actually make. Food first. And then only if you need more support, if your clinician agrees, and if you tolerate it, well, we can discuss supplements. Here's how to think about them. Forms you'll see on labels. Standardized curcuminoids, often listed as curcuminoid complex, sometimes paired with piperine. Phytosomal curcumin bound to phospholipids, you may see phytosomal or specific brand names. This aims to improve bioavailability at lower doses. Essential oil enriched curcumin includes turmeric's own essential oils to assist absorption. Dosing ranges used across trials in NEOA. Approximately 500 to 1,000 milligrams day of curcuminoids is a common effective range, often split into 2 doses. Some phytosomal products report benefits with lower labeled amounts of curcumin due to improved bioavailability. Always follow the product's serving guidance and your clinician's advice. Some essential oil enriched forms are used around 500 milligrams, often twice daily in studies. How to choose? Look for third-party testing and transparent labeling. Avoid proprietary fairy dusting if the label hides amounts. Be cautious. Start at the low end of a clinically used range. Watch your body for 2 to 4 weeks. Then consider moving up only if needed and if tolerated. If you are already doing a daily food-first ritual, you may not need the highest supplement dose. Stacking with food, even with a supplement. You can still take a small food-first serving, for example, a half portion of golden milk if it fits your day. The ritual helps compliance, and the food matrix is kind to your stomach. Your safety is my priority. Let's cover the big points clearly. Anticoagulants and antiplatelets. Curcumin can have antiplatelet effects. If you take warfarin, DOACs, clopidogrel, aspirin in specific clinical contexts, or any medicine that meaningfully affects bleeding risk, do not add curcumin supplements without a clinician's guidance. Food-level turmeric in cooking is usually modest, but still inform your clinician. Gallbladder and bile flow. If you have known gallstones, biliary, colic, or obstruction, curcumin may stimulate bile and worsen symptoms. In that situation, avoid supplements unless your clinician clears it. If you've had your gallbladder removed, personalization still matters. Start low and monitor how you feel. GERD and sensitive stomachs. Curcumin can be neutral, soothing, or irritating depending on the person. Warm golden milk is often gentler than a dry capsule. If reflux worsens, back down, lower the spice quantity, and try taking it with food. Diabetes medications and blood pressure meds. Curcumin may have modest effects on glycemia and inflammation. If you're on glucose-lowering medications, keep an eye on readings as you add new routines. If you also take BP meds, this isn't usually a direct interaction issue. But I want you to have one clinician who knows everything you're taking. Allergies and skin staining. Turmeric can stain skin and fabrics. True allergy is rare, but if you notice rash, itching, or swelling, stop and seek care. Red flags: severe abdominal pain, jaundice, black stools, vomiting blood. Sudden neurological symptoms, crushing chest pains, those are medical emergencies. A home remedy should never delay urgent care. Pause rules. Pause before any surgery or invasive procedure unless your surgical team says otherwise. Pause if you start a new medication that affects bleeding risk. Pause if your reflux significantly worsens. You deserve relief and safety. We can do both. Here is your calm, repeatable protocol. Put this on your fridge or in your notes app. Daily baseline food first. Once per day, make golden milk 1 teaspoon turmeric powder, a pinch of black pepper, milk, or plant milk with some fat. Warmed 5 to 10 minutes. If you prefer savory, use 1/2 to 1 teaspoon of the turmeric-pepper paste in a meal instead. Paired with a joint-kind habit. 10 minutes of gentle range of motion. A short walk or simple chair squats as tolerated. Hydrate and give yourself a consistent sleep window. Week 1, gentle start. Focus on consistency. Track morning stiffness minutes. First, 10 steps, pain, and stairs, or sit to stand comfort. Note any reflux or tummy feedback. If your stomach is sensitive, use more milk and less spice for a few days. Week 2, find your groove. Keep the daily ritual. If you feel good, consider adding the savory paste once more during the day. If your clinician has cleared it and you still need more relief, consider a supplement at the low end of a studied range. Week 3, personalize. If you started a supplement, stay with it. If not, keep food first. Check your log. If you're not seeing any change at all, Look at other levers. Daily protein for joint support. Light strength exercises for quadriceps and hips. Weight management if relevant, and better sleep routines. Curcumin works best as part of a package, not a solo act. Week 4. Review and decide. Look at your month of notes. Do you have fewer flare days? Is your first 10 steps pain lower? Are stairs less dramatic? If yes, keep going. If you added a supplement and tolerate it well, you can stay the course at the lowest effective dose. If not much changed, no guilt. Your body is telling us to adjust the plan. Different form, different timing, or focus more on strength, mobility, and weight-bearing tolerance with a physical therapist's guidance. Safety anchors. If you take antiplatelets, do supplements only with clinician guidance. If you have gallbladder disease, avoid supplements unless cleared. If reflux worsens, scale down and switch to the gentlest preparation. Remember, treat this ritual as self-respect in a cup. The goal is not perfection. The goal is steady, kind repetition. Small daily votes for your long-term comfort add up. Your future knees and hips will thank you for showing up. If this helped, share it with someone who's looking for gentle, evidence-aware options. Be kind to yourself this week. Move a little, rest a little, eat colorfully, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take good care.